Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Marlo York and I am a self-published author. If you've been awake in the writing community these days, you'll know that NaNoWriMo is upon us. If you have no idea what NaNoWriMo stands for, it means National Novel Writing Month, which is an annual competition in which writers all around the world attempt to write a 50,000 word novel in 30 days of November. Personally, I have participated in NaNoWriMo and Camp NaNoWriMo numerous times and won. In fact, my debut novel, Blood of Fire, which is right here, began as a NaNoWriMo project in 2015. Whether you're behind in your word count or coming along swimmingly, I wanted to provide you with some of my top tips to help you succeed in NaNoWriMo, which can also be used for writing in general. So my first tip is to plan ahead. Now, fellow pantsers, calm down. I don't necessarily mean that you need to outline your novel fully, but if that's something that you enjoy doing and find useful, go ahead and outline the whole novel. But what I also mean is that sometimes just having a vague sense of your plot and having a few notes jotted down can give you something to work towards every day. Besides knowing your plot and your novel, planning ahead during the month can help you succeed because you will know what events or perhaps chores or things you might have going on as well as writing. For instance, Thanksgiving is in November, so odds are you probably won't be able to write possibly at all that day, or you won't be able to write at your usual time. This is something you should plan ahead for. My second tip is to tell friends and family that you are participating in NaNoWriMo. Some of them will wholeheartedly be behind you and be excited for this and will understand what you're doing. Others will think you're out of your goddamn mind. Whether or not they root for you or they're completely disinterested, just having them aware that you are working on a very important project throughout the entire month that requires your attention every single day can help you succeed in the fact that hopefully they will respect that you have a project that you're working on, and you might not be able to go to every single event, or you might not be available at certain times of day because those are your allotted working hours. My third tip is to get a very good handle on time management. Now, time management is something that human beings in general should learn to get a handle on, but this is especially important for writers, and even more important for writers during NaNoWriMo. The daily word count goal is about 1,667 words minimum to keep on track with the 50,000 word count. In order to reach that word count goal every single day, you'll want to figure out which times of day work best for you, create a schedule, and stick to it. My fourth tip for NaNoWriMo is to use writing prompts. Whether you're just starting your novel or if you're somewhere in the middle and you feel stuck, you can easily Google writing prompts or flip open a book of writing prompts if you happen to have one and find some inspiration there. Even if the particular scene you write doesn't make it to the final draft, at least you'll increase your word count, which is the ultimate goal of NaNoWriMo, is to reach the 50,000 words, not necessarily 50,000 words of perfect, clean, 100% awesome writing that's going to make it into a final draft and a published novel someday. My fifth tip is to embrace the chaos. Speaking from experience, I know that NaNoWriMo can be a very hectic month. You have a very short amount of time to accomplish a very steep goal, which for some people, if writing is something you do every day anyways, might be fairly easy. But if you're a non-writer who struggled to write even a 3-page report in high school, you might find this month exceptionally hectic and crazy, and you're going to want to pull your hair out. Even seasoned writers like myself, who have participated numerous times, still get stressed out during this time of year. Rather than try to focus on creating a perfect first draft, just go with it. Write wildly and without abandon, even if your grammar sucks, you have a million run-on sentences, and you're not entirely sure if the story's going exactly the way you want it to. It's better to have some words on the page that you can fix later than to nitpick at every single thing and delete all the words because you were hoping for the perfect sentence or the perfect paragraph. Perfect ain't a thing, so just go for it. My sixth writing tip is do not write chronologically. This is something I tend to do anyway in my writing because if I get an idea for a scene, whether it's the scene that should come next or if it's something that's way at the end of the book, I write it down anyway. You might end up with a little bit of a patchwork puzzle by the time you finish your draft, but that's okay. You can just reposition things in the order that they're supposed to go in and then just work from there. My 7th writing tip is to participate in write-ins. If you use the NaNoWriMo website, you can often find group writing sessions in your area, or you can also find them online. You can find like-minded people who understand the project and understand writing, and you can help motivate each other to keep going. My 8th writing tip is actually something that I love to do during my writing, just in general. That tip is to throw someone off a cliff. This is something I learned from a college professor, and it basically means to throw an unexpected event into your novel when you're feeling stuck. If you have writer's block, or maybe you find that your current action is really boring, throw something drastic in there, whether you literally push someone off a cliff, or maybe someone shows up with a gun, maybe an unexpected breakup happens, just something that completely throws your characters for a loop and forces you to go down a different path. I actually did this in my current work in progress, Trail of Flames, which is the sequel to Blood of Fire, where I was literally bored with what I was writing. The characters were traveling along in a forest, and I said, wow, I'm bored by my own writing. What can I do? So I threw them off a cliff. And by throw them off a cliff, what I really did was had them attacked by robot spiders and made them deal with that shit. My 9th writing tip is to try word sprints. And you will find on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the NaNoWriMo website, even YouTube, you will find other writers who will hold these writing sprints, and you can do them as a group with these people on social media, or you can do them by yourself. Basically what a writing sprint is that you set the timer for a certain amount of time, and then you keep writing no matter what until the timer ends. So you might start with a 10-minute sprint just to get started, and then go maybe to 20 minutes or 30 minutes or even an hour. Basically the idea is to just not stop writing no matter what. Don't sit back and dawdle and dream about what else you should be doing, or where you think the plot is going, or whether or not that last sentence made a damn bit of sense. Just keep writing until the timer goes off. My 10th writing tip is to track your progress, and this is extremely easy to do on the NaNoWriMo website itself. They have a word count tracker which you can implant. You can plug in the current word count that you're at, and then they will actually give you charts and graphs to show you how many words you've written, how many you have to go until you reach your goal, whether you're ahead of schedule or behind, and how long it will take you to finish if you keep going at the current pace. My 11th tip for succeeding in NaNoWriMo is to reward yourself for reaching milestones. The NaNoWriMo website will give you badges for meeting certain word counts, but you can also do this on your own, especially if you're a newbie writer who maybe feels especially daunted by this, or maybe you just haven't spent this much time writing every single day. For instance, maybe you buy yourself a cute little notebook after you reach your first 10,000 words. Maybe you treat yourself to a special dessert once you've completed an entire week of nonstop writing. It's just important when you're working under such a tight deadline and such a hectic schedule that you reward yourself and remind yourself that this is something enjoyable, and this way you'll have smaller things to look forward to throughout the entire process. And my final tip for succeeding in NaNoWriMo is to celebrate your victory. Once you win, you deserve to celebrate in some way, whether or not anyone else understands why you're celebrating. Every year, the folks at NaNoWriMo design a winner's t-shirt, which is a great thing to buy to commemorate your success. Other ways you might want to celebrate could include a special snack, drinking a beer, binge-watching Netflix, literally ignoring your novel for a week so that you can let your brain rest. However you choose to celebrate, you deserve to reward yourself for meeting this immense goal during a very hectic and elaborate and crazy competition so that you can truly feel like the badass writer that you are. And so there you have it. There are my top tips for succeeding in NaNoWriMo as presented by a NaNoWriMo veteran. So quit watching this video and go write. If you have any other tips that you personally try that help you succeed, then let me know in the comments. And I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, see you later.